All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Morning, afternoon, evening. And if you're connecting to us from wherever in the world, let me know. Let me know in the chats. If you're connecting us from Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, type in the chats. Tell me where you're connecting from. So I'm David Brown, connecting from Lagos, Nigeria. And today we're going to have a really interesting session. So today we're going to have a session of our most latest alumni. So our alumni for Financial Modeling Academy, those people that plunged into financial modeling in the deep end and they came out swimming. That means they actually passed the exams. They passed the Financial Modeling Institute's Advanced Financial Modeler exam. But even more than that, they also learned how to be solid financial modelers because they went through our academy. So our academy teaches them how to be solid financial modelers so they can start earning money, earning extra money, getting promotions and stuff. So I want to hear from our alumni, and we have about 6 people coming to join us, lots of alumni. So I'm going to bring them one by one. They'll quickly introduce themselves, 30 seconds. When the whole team is up, we're going to start asking them deep questions about how did they even join this academy in the first place? Why did they even want financial modeling for their career? Have they started making more money? Very importantly, just give insights as to what exactly they're using this skill for in their work. So coming up first, ladies first. We have a lady in the house. We have Ganiat. Hi, Ganiat. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon. Very well. How are you doing too?
Good afternoon, Ganiat. Where are you connecting from? Uh-oh, whose internet is showing itself? Is it me or Ganiat? Anyway, Ganiat, where's Ganiat joining us from? So Ganiat is an alumni. So everybody you see here is an alumni. They all have the Financial Modeling Institute's AFM accreditation. So that means they're AFM holders, right? So while Ganiat's having technical issues, let me bring up Daniel. Daniel next. Daniel, you want to come up and join us? Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Brown. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Where are you connecting from?
Yeah, I'm connecting from Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria. You guys are too popular. Lagos. Everybody's Lagos. I know we're based in Lagos, but Lagos is fine. So anyway, so tell me, what do you do? What do you do currently?
Okay, I'm actually a financial accountant. I work with Monument Distiller. I've been in the FMCG firm for the past 4 years, and yes, that's just me.
So FMCG, you've been in FMCG. For those that don't know what that means, can you tell us what's FMCG?
Okay, fast-moving consumer goods.
Fast-moving consumer goods. So you basically manufacture fast-moving consumer goods and you do the accounting and analysis for them. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, good. We'll come back to Daniel. Let's come in with Evans. Evans, here next. You want to jump in?
Hi, David.
Hi, Evans. How are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Fine, thank you. Give us your full name, please, Evans. Tell us.
So my full name is Evans Ni Naughty Naughty.
Evans Ni Naughty Naughty. Why
Yes.
the Naughty Naughty? Why double barrel surname? What happened? Tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got greedy, I guess. I don't want any other one to have any more naughty.
You just got greedy with your surnames. That's so nice.
More
So where are you
seriously,
connecting from?
I'm connecting from Accra, Ghana.
Accra, Ghana. What do you do?
I'm a data analyst for an insurance firm here. So
Okay,
yes.
data analyst, yeah, insurance. So insurance is your thing. And
Yes.
okay, what did you study? What did you study in school?
I have a very interesting background, actually. So for my undergrad, I did geography. Then I went, and then I found myself in the finance space for my first role. And, to upskill myself, I had to go back to school, get an MSc in accounting and finance. And
you like book, obviously. You like books. So let's take note. Naughty likes books. So let's get everybody else in. Let's get
So,
Oyeola. So we'll come back to you, Naughty. Oyeola is
sure,
next. Let's get
sure.
Oyeola in. Quick intro to Oyeola. Hi, Ineoluwa. Ineoluwa, is that your first name? Ineoluwa.
Yes, that's my first name. Good afternoon.
Okay, so Ineoluwa, how are you? Where are you connecting from?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm connecting from Ikiti, Nigeria.
Ekiti State. Ineoluwa. So you're from
Yes.
Ekiti State. I hear Ekiti State. They have the most
No,
professors. They always say
actually, I
they
just school in Ikiti.
Oh, you just school. You're not from Ekiti.
Yes, I'm not from Ikiti.
So why are you confirming that? So tell me, okay, where are you from directly?
I'm from Ondo.
Ondo State. They're the same. What you're saying, Ondo, Ekiti, they're all the same. Please, in the audience,
They are
if you are from
different.
Ekiti, Ondo,
They are
what's the
different.
difference?
They are not.
They're different.
They are not the same.
So what do you do currently? Oduwa?
I'm a student. I'm a final year student of Ekiti State University, accounting.
What are you studying?
I'm studying accounting.
Accounting. So accounting final year student is an AFM holder as well. Interesting. So we'll come back to Ini. We still, I don't know, Ganiat, are you here now? Ganiat, you can come back in. Let's see if your connections is working now. Good, good.
Yes, it is.
So Ganiat, tell us about you. Who is Ganiat? Where are you connecting from?
So I'm Ganiat Hamuda. I'm connecting from Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm a finance analyst. I work with Nigerian Interbank Settlement System PLC. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a finance analyst, it's a bank settlement system. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And how many years experience do you have?
Over 4 years of experience.
Oh, yes. All right. Super stuff. All right. So we're going to be talking a lot to Ganiat very soon. One last person to bring in. We have Timothy. So Timothy. Hi, Timothy.
Hi, David. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon, Timothy. Where are you connecting from?
I'm connecting from Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria. Very popular Lagos. So what do you do?
I'm a financial accountant. I work with LinkPay Limited, a fintech.
Okay, so financial accountants working with fintech. Okay, fintech. All right, interesting. Fintech industry. Okay, and how many years have you worked with them? How many years experience?
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years in total as a financial accountant. So you do more accounting things, or you do more finance things? Which one?
Accounting more compared to finance.
More accounting. Okay, more accounting. Okay, good. So let's have our whole panelists together. Let's all come in together and let's start having a quick chat, general chat. So we have a financial accountant in the house, right? We have Timothy, financial accountant in the house. We have financial analyst in the house. I want to know the difference between the two. Ganiat. We have a student in the house, but student, you haven't told us. Are you just a student? Who is paying your bills? Are you earning money somewhere else? You need to let us know. We have a data analyst in the house, and then we also have who have I missed? We have student. We have a financial analyst. Who is the data analyst? Daniel, which one are you? You're an FMCG, but tell us. What
Yeah,
do you consider?
So I'm actually a financial accountant, cooperation.
Financial accountant corporation. So you and Timothy are financial accountants. Yeah,
Yes,
you do the same thing. Financial accountants, corporations, you have 4 years experience. Timothy has 6. Ganiat said she is a financial analyst. But in Iolo, I want to start with you. They're a student. So see all these grown men and women here, right? They have experience, plenty of experience, and now they're AFM holders. And we're going to talk about how it affects their career and how they move forward. But you are a student. What made you do this AFM? Give us your story about AFM. How did you come about becoming an advanced financial modeler, and why?
Okay. So I came across it. I usually hear about modeling because I previously worked as a bookkeeper with Pluto Space Nigeria Limited.
I have to speak up. I can't hear you very well. You worked as a bookkeeper, okay?
So yeah, I worked as a bookkeeper with Pluto Space Nigeria Limited from December last year. So there in April we had a client that needed a financial model, which was really strange to me because that was my first time hearing it. So I went to read about it, but it was not something I could learn on my own. Then how I got to know about AFM and FMI was in May on a CFA hosted webinar
Okay.
where David Brown spoke about this for
As in this David Brown
AFM
here.
students. Yes,
Okay.
actually, that was how I heard about the AFM exams. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I got to know about AFM.
Okay. I mean, that's not all. You're a student. How do you get the money to pay for
Oh,
FMA?
okay.
AFM?
So firstly, I reached out to my dad to like help me show that the responsibility because I did not have that much saved up. He said that I would have to register for the next cohort because I'm also writing ICANN. He said that he can't pay the two at once. So
For the
then
audience,
I reached out to my
ICANN is
uncle.
Institute of Chartered Accountants. They are writing the charter, accounting charter exams. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I reached out to my uncle. He said it was a scam and I have to send a proposal of
So
everyone
sorry.
involved
Can you repeat that?
because
You said he said FMA was a scam.
it was a
Financial Modeling
scam.
Academy.
No, he
Oh
said
wow.
the scholarship was a scam because it was way too low. So I would have to send a proposal detailing who is sponsoring the scholarship. And I did that and I sent it to him. He said he would review it and get back to me. Why the deadline was coming close, so I had to take a loan to pay for the exam, considering when my uncle gets back to me and helps. Well,
So you're a
down the
very
line, my
impatient
dad
man.
had
Your dad said no, you went to your uncle. Your uncle
no,
said no, you took a loan.
no,
Which
not
bank
that I'm
gave you a loan?
impatient. UBA, because
Wow.
that was my salary. So
Wow. So you got a loan from UBA, paid for it, and now you're advanced financial modeler and it's not a scam. Very nice
yeah,
story. Thanks a lot, Niolua, for giving us your origin story for AFM. Gania, do you want
thank
to give us
you.
your own origin story? Why AFM? What was financial modeling? Why financial modeling? How did it affect why did you think you needed it? And now that you have it, we'll talk about what you're using it for. So tell us your story.
Okay, so before I proceed to my story, so Liwa, would you mind offering UBA your skills in return for your loan? So they just offset the debt with your skills you get. So
But
that way
no,
you don't have
I
to.
won't even
You
advise. That's too
Actually, the
small.
debt
don't
was
have
paid
to
$150.
back.
sign.
Actually, my dad paid it when he heard of
$150.
it.
It's too small.
My dad paid back. He was actually annoyed that I
Oh,
took out the loan, so he paid it back immediately. Yeah.
Why would
wow,
he be
that was
annoyed you took out a
really.
loan? To me, that's foresight, taking out a loan. So he paid the loan. He doesn't like debt. Your dad doesn't like debt.
I knew that about him, and I knew that would push him. So
Ha. All right, interesting. But truly, you should offer UBA your services. That's true. Yeah, I like that, Ganiat. All right.
Thank you. So I heard about FMA from my supervisor, to be precise. So she registered for FMA last year, but unfortunately she procrastinated. She couldn't complete the whole process, the exam. So in a bit to like improve upskill in our department here, we decided to go for financial modeling with FMA Academy this year. So we were two that registered for this program this year, and unfortunately, the second person also procrastinated. So this whole FMA started with my supervisor introducing me to it, and as a way of upskilling, we decided to enroll for the FMA Academy.
Okay, so wait, all this procrastination, then it's only you that did the exam. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so far.
And you passed. So the
Yes,
procrastinators, have you talked to them? Or have they seen
yeah.
you with your
So
AFM?
yeah. I'm currently speaking with my other colleague. She's no longer working here at the moment. She works with World Bank. So I'm currently speaking with her to ensure that she's able to write the exam and complete her course and the exam within. She committed to February, so we are working towards that, obviously.
Okay. Okay,
And
very good, very good.
yeah.
Okay, very good. So we'll come back to you as to what you're doing with this skill. I mean, you've got the skill now, so what exactly you're doing with it. But let's go to Evans. Evans is far away, so it's good, it's far away. The connection maybe have an issue. So Evans, from Ghana, tell us about your story. What do you know about all these things?
You can always trust Ghana with strong connections. We always deliver on strong connections. Trust me. So we are safe. Yes. So the question was how I found out about FMA.
FMA, and then you decided to do it. I mean, why? What do you need it for anyway? And why did you decide to do it?
Okay, so the backstory really is there are certain aspects of my role that require me to be doing some financial models. So just although I'm a data analyst, I have a finance background and I'm often thrown into the finance space here and there. And usually for my analytic skills, they require me to do certain analysis, certain projections, certain financial thoughts, financial works. And I happen to be somebody who does a lot of financial projections, financial modeling of sorts. I didn't know it was modeling until I stumbled across an Instagram post with David, your face on it, and it was like, okay, we are doing financial modeling here. And then I decided, okay, let me research into it a little bit. And I realized, okay, this part of my job is actually financial modeling. So how can I try to mirror best practices that are being done in the industry? And that's what led me to, being quite nosy, going onto your page. Just like in Olua, I really didn't believe the scholarship, honestly. I also thought
Why didn't you believe it? What happened?
Okay, so to start with, it's a little too good to be true because when you go on the FMI website itself, the price tag there is it's high. It's on the high side.
When you say FMI website, what's FMI? What do you mean?
Financial Modeling Institute. Okay, the accreditation body. Yeah.
Oh, so for the exam, how much does it cost currently, the exam?
I think the last time I saw it was about $725.
Yes, that's true. That's the cost of the exam. Okay.
Exactly. I think in my currency it's about thousands, but in Nigerian currency it will be millions. I think so.
It's a jab to Nigerians. See, please, there are how many Nigerians on this podcast?
There are 4 Nigerians, 5.
Yeah, there are 5 Nigerians here, and I don't know if you can take that. But our currency is paper. That's what he's just told you now.
That's not what I said.
That aside.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. So obviously,
So when I saw that and I compared it to the scholarship being offered by the FMA Academy, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You just have to go with it. So I did my research, delved deeper into the course, and I realized, okay, this thing is for real. So then I took it.
What made you decide it's for real? Because I know there's still many people, they look at it and they say it's a scam, just like Ineoluwa's dad, uncle. Is it your dad? It's your uncle that says it's a scam. So Ghanaian, right? This is a Nigerian certification. I don't know if that gave you confidence that it's a Nigerian certification. Nigerian body that's doing this thing.
For some weird reason, the fact that I was even coming from Nigeria was also a reason why I could believe it, because you guys pull off the most incredible stuff. So for that, I'll give you guys that. So I knew there could be some, I don't know, it would be solid. Yeah. So I felt this could be true. So I first called, I think I went on your website, I went to your About page, and I saw some phone numbers there, and I decided, okay, let me try and give it a call. And I called, and I think it connected me to a lady, I've forgotten her name, who then connected me to Oluwasegun, our academic rep, who then gave me the further details of it. And the best part was how we are even able to pay in installment. And I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah. Okay, so even if there's a scholarship paying in installments and it gives you access to the exam at $725, gives you access to the full course itself. Okay, so Daniel, let me even go further, not just your story of origin story. Why you are a FMCG financial accountant? You know this stuff already now. Why do you need somebody to come and start teaching you financial modeling? Don't you know it already?
So to be sincere with you, most of us in the FMCG, most times, I used to tell my colleague that don't just get stuck in operations. When I mean operations, I'm talking about receivables, payables, the major real deal is actually forecasting and budgeting. And most times when you're actually like working with, I hope my boss is not here. When you're actually working with, all these bosses, and you're like, just do this, do this, do this, and the other ones they just do it at the top, and they're like, no, 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 this one are for the big men, they're for the, because forecasting and budgeting, they're like, no, 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 you should have gray hair on your hair before you can do those stuffs, because it takes a lot of experience for you to be able to do that. And I'm like, I don't want to do all this cash work. I want to do the main deal. And in January, I actually met a mentor. I just asked him for his CV, because most times I do it because I want to see what they've been through, what they've passed through. So I was just checking through his educational background. I just saw the Brown Consulting, FME, and Financial Model Academy, and I was like, what's the Brown? I just searched through it, and I just saw the Bronco. I was not even coming for AFM actually. I was coming for just your normal Financial Modeling Academy for Excel. And when I actually spoke with somebody, it was like, why not go for AFM? And from the beginning of the course to the end, I would like to be sincere with you. I enjoyed it. There are a lot of things that, majorly in the FMCG space, you do more of forecasting, more of budgeting, more of working capital. Receivable, payables, actually bringing numbers together. And even though you actually know the rudiments of these numbers, you don't just know what these numbers are actually meant for. And that was the reason why I actually just joined the academy. And today, yeah, I think I'm actually
Okay,
happy.
so are you making more money with it? Did you get promoted? Your boss that you're talking about, has he promoted you? I mean, you spent money, so was it worth it?
Yeah, for me personally, I'm actually scared though, because after my AFM journey, the first thing I actually did to you, bro, to be sincere with you, I had to open my consulting firm, just one business name, and then to start getting
Getting
contract out.
gigs.
Yeah, getting gigs out there, and then you're not just actually going to them as Daniel, you're going to them as a corporate body, and like, this is what I do. I can help you do this. Give me your rate and all of
So
that.
have you gotten a gig since your AFM journey?
I have to become.
Okay, because you don't know who is watching. Okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, one thing I tell people is this, right? There are three, I always say this, I'm sure people who listen to me will know, you live 3 lives every day. One is work, 8 hours of work, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Then you have your 5 to 9. So everybody has a 9 to 5 and your 5 to 9. Your 5 to 9 basically augments your life. Your 5 to 9 basically gives you additional income. Your 5 to 9 gives you something else and kind of builds up your passion. So if you have a passion for something, that's where you do your 5 to 9, right? And if someone is paying for your passion, there's no problem with that, right? As long as you don't conflict with your 9 to 5. You shouldn't use your time of 9 to 5 to do your 5 to 9, right?
Yeah.
And then you have additional time to do stuff. So don't worry, it's not a problem to earn money, right? So I want to know whether this thing really makes people earn money. Timothy, tell us, what is this? Why did you join? Why did you become an advanced financial modeler? And then what has it done for your career? What has it done for you, income-wise, experience-wise? Timothy, you want to share?
All right, so thanks, David. So basically, for me, right, I mean, for the past 6 years, I've been into though I've been doing modeling, just skelettally, right? So I just wanted something such that it would transition me into finance proper, right? I mean, doing projection, doing modeling basically in a more structured way, right? I think I was just speaking with a colleague last year. So we're just talking about, he told me about the fact that there's scholarship and that. So I noted it, right? So I just, in fact, I had to, the time when the registration was on, I didn't want to miss it. I had to borrow money from my wife so that I don't actually miss the scholarship at that time, and also the registration, right? So the journey, I haven't completed the AFM exam, right? Between May, June, July, since the result came out till now, I've had a lot of invites. I mean, job invites. I got some offers, right? Or I got an offer, right, which I didn't necessarily go with the offer because it doesn't
You
like
got an
it.
offer from where? Can you give us details if you don't mind? How did you get
Um,
the offer, first of all? And where was it from? How? Give us details.
all right. So basically, I have Spike. spike on my in my LinkedIn profile, right? People were actually visiting my LinkedIn profile. Some were actually coming with wanting to know if I was available and all, right? So the one I got an offer with equity payments. Basically, it was also a startup, right? And well, it was not aligned with what I actually wanted, right? So I just had to let
Let me
go
ask you
because
a question. It wasn't
yeah,
aligned, but was the money good?
yeah, is that
Was the money
uh,
good? It wasn't aligned, but was the money good?
not what I'm actually targeting is USD denominated jobs, basically.
I'm pulling your legs. So see, Timothy is very focused. He knows what he wants. So money cannot sway him. But at least he got some offers. So how many offers in total? Let's ask everybody. From the time you started this financial modeling journey, you now got your, this is just barely a couple of months after you got your AFM certification, right? How many offers have you got? You can put your hands up. You can put, is it 2, 3, 1? How many offers have you got? Or how many positive talks have you got based on the fact that you're now a top financial modeler, a verified financial modeler? Timothy, how many?
Um, I can say like six, but I got offer from
6.
one. Yeah,
Okay,
six. Yeah.
6. So Evans, how many positive comments have you got from people potential career-changing moves or direct offers? Evans, how many?
Okay, so far no direct offers, but I've had about 4 different people talk to me about financial modeling. Yeah, 4 people, one
4
from a family.
opportunities. So
Yeah,
4
4.
opportunities. Okay. Ganiat, how many opportunities, so to say?
I'm actually still looking forward to that opportunity because I'm not out there yet. So I
You're
feel
not
like
out
this
there. You're closed
certification is
in.
positioning me out there now. So
Okay. Okay, good, good. So Ganiat is there. Ganiat is going to be able to do the offers that Timothy and Evans get. Evans and Timothy can push those offers to Ganiat. Ganiat, start promoting yourself. Right.
oh
Daniel,
yes,
Daniel, how many have you got?
Okay, I think I have one side gig, no, for my 5 to 9 in the night, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I've gotten 2 offer, of which it's not actually in alignment with the industry I actually want to
If
go
I
into.
remember, if I remember your class, your cohort, we decided a minimum fee that we will be charging people as financial modelers. We're in that session. We actually had a discussion and decided none of us were going to charge less than a certain amount in dollars. Are you
Wow,
following that agreement? Oh, you are in there.
I was not.
Ah, okay. I don't know, Timothy. Anybody else? Was anybody else in that session? We had a hot discussion and decided on a minimum fee. Who was there? Who can back me up here?
I think
Who
we
was in that?
said was it $1,000 or $2,000?
I think it was $2,000 minimum.
I think it was
That
$2,000. Yes,
no matter
2,000.
how small or big, whatever it is, that minimum, you should start your charges at $2,000 and then go up. So hopefully
Yeah.
Daniel has followed that template. Because somebody even called me that she's gotten an offer, she's gotten a job, what can she do, what should she charge? And I'll explain to her how charges work, how she can manage and calculate her charges. But in Olua, you're a student. I wouldn't expect you're making money as a student, are you? Can you tell us your story?
Yeah, so I've got one offer and 2 internships, one
One
full-time
offer
role,
and 2.
40
So
hours a
please
week.
tell us about it.
Yeah,
Tell us about it. Was it because of financial
so it
modeling
is,
or what?
yes, actually, he saw my post on the accreditation, so he reached out to me via LinkedIn.
Okay, okay. Tell us more about it. So, are they based in Nigeria, abroad? Is it in dollars, in naira? What
No,
is
they
it?
are based in Canada.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so
Give us insights. We promise
the
not to
money
take
of
it off from you.
okay, so the well, I say the money was low. It was trying to play me because I'm a student, and again hours. It was requesting for 40 hours a week, which I can't really balance with my school activities. So I
Oh,
had to
okay.
decline that.
Okay. So, can I say something to all of us listening, and especially the alumni? When people ask you those things and you know you have to decline, just send them to somebody else that's in the alumni. Do you get? Because I'm sure if you go to our forum and say, look, I have a potential gig. They need 40 hours a week. They want this, that. I can't do it. Who is available? Since you already know that they're all AFM holders, right? You know technically they're good. The person can then interview them. So instead of us declining things, let us share. What do you think, guys? Right? Because I can assure you and everybody listening, why I'm saying this, because I know the skill sets that our alumni have gotten has improved not just their financial modeling skills, their critical thinking skills. It's improved their critical thinking skills, it's improved their dexterity with Excel, it's improved their communication skills and how they communicate numbers and financial numbers. So Inioluwa is still a student, but I can tell you his potential is super high. I'm very jealous of him. I have more than almost 30 years experience, and he has just started. He started the right way, right? Ganiat, what do you have to say to Timothy, to Inioluwa?
So I'm sure he knows by now that I'm envying him just because he had the privilege to actually start very great. And I think he has a very bright future ahead of him. I think he has really covered a milestone, like a great milestones some of us are just covering now. So kudos to you.
Yes, kudos to you, Inioluwa. Keep it up. Well done. Well done. Well done. Evans, tell me, what are
Thank
you
you.
using those skills for? So tell us your post AFM story, right? I mean, at the end of the day, what's all this thing? What's your end goal with this? Where do you see yourself 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What are you doing with this skill?
Okay, so ultimately, I want to pivot fully and immerse myself into the finance space, right? Yeah, so that's one of the things I want to do. Maybe I would still like to continue inside corporate finance or go into banking, somewhere where I can be really doing finance deeply, not just maybe on the as a minute task that I'm doing. But currently, post FMA, post FMI, I actually just did a financial model yesterday. Yes, just yesterday. So the skill, I won't lie, it's been very, very, very instrumental to my career, to how efficient I am and my competence currently at work. So undeniably, it's been a very good experience for me. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's the plan.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you want to share? As in, what are you using it for? What do you hope to start using it for? I'm later going to come into the exam, so you can give us nitty gritty, let people know how the techniques and skills you did. What did you do to pass? But what are you going to use it for? What's your plan?
Yeah, definitely. So, in the next 4 years, actually, next few years, maybe let's say next year, I actually see myself, transiting from this FMCG industry to the banking industry, and majorly, it should be in financial planning specifically, because one of my core goals is to actually have experience in different sector of the, different sector in the finance space, and yes, I have the skills, I have the certifications, and I'm hopeful by the grace of God, the right offer will come. And yeah, that's actually my plan.
That's your plan. Okay, super. Timothy, you are very busy. I mean, you have the most experience in this panel. How did you get the time to study for this course, then to study for the exam, then to do the exam? As in, can you give us a plan? What was your plan? Was it easy? I mean, just can you encourage us? Because you're busy, you're super busy. So how did you do it?
All right. So for me, right, it was a lot of sacrifice, right? I mean, working during the day and coming back just to sleep for say 3 hours. Sometimes I can just to prepare for the exam and also take the course. I can give myself from say from 9 p.m. in the night till 5 a.m. the next morning, right? Just practicing for the exam and also studying as well, right? Just to brush myself and be ready, right, for the exam, basically, right? So I mean, it was a lot of sacrifice and a lot of because I have to I'm committed to a work, right, and I have to deliver on that. But at night, my night times are just super busy, right? I sleep for barely just 2 3 hours, and I mean into the next morning, up studying, watching videos, and also preparing, right? I mean, Deep Brown's Consulting's video AFM preparation exams was actually very instrumental for me. Watching it like 2 times, I mean, from beginning to the end, and also practicing on my own and doing a lot of practice questions, right, actually helped me a lot. I'll say I mean, it's not easy, but you just have to give it. Having given the kind of vision or goal you have ahead of you, right? I mean, it's worth it at the end of the day.
So what I'm hearing from Timothy is this: he did his 9 to 5, then he did his 5 to 9 because he said he did 9 p.m. till morning. That means he did his 9 to 5. He did his 5 to 9. Then he now starts studying around 9 to 5 again, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. and he doesn't sleep. Please, I don't want this AFM or this FMA thing. It's too much stress. How can you say you won't sleep for you only 2 hours? No. It's too much stress. Who has a better plan for us, please? Timothy, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Maybe in Ghana, they have a different strategy to do things. I don't know. Evans, do you want to tell us? I know you're working as well. Timothy is a hard man. We can't all be like Timothy. Please tell us an easier way.
I don't know. Does having the name Timothy come with a superpower or something? Because I don't know how you're able to pull this off. Seriously, there's no difference in Ghana here. We don't have structures like that at all. I need my sleep, honestly. I do. But
so how did you do it? Tell us your plan. What worked?
What worked for me, it was the weekends, honestly. And I would like to commend you, David, for your commitment, especially during my cohort or for my cohort. We had Sunday sessions, or rather Saturdays, where we would come and do a Q&A, we ask questions and all that. I would confess that during those Q&A sessions, I barely listened. But then it was on Sunday that I decided, okay, I'll sit down, figure out what was spoken about, learn from the videos a bit and all that. So Sundays were the days that I studied a lot. And I took a week's leave off just to study for the FMA. So I didn't have 9 to 5, 5 to 9, 12 to 6. No, I just took a week's leave and I dedicated that whole leave to catching up because I was far behind. And that helped a lot. Yes, that helped a lot. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here talking. I may have been, I don't know, registering for the October exam again or something. But that's 1 week I dedicated it strictly to financial modeling, just trying to figure it out. Yeah. I would also maybe say that I'm quite good with Excel, so things were coming very easy to me, so it wasn't very difficult. So maybe for everyone wanting to take this course, you should really take the prep course seriously. The Excel prep. Is it prep you call it, David?
Yeah, so there's pre-work, there's a prep course.
Yeah, there's a prep course, yes, so that I can help you as you progress through the course. So yes, that really was my trick.
So for you, it was more weekends, and then you're listening to every week I do the live session every Saturday, listening to that session. Then on Sunday, instead of going to church, you decided to do FMA.
I have my Bible. I'm still confessing my sins, please. But yeah, that was it for me.
Okay. So that's good. That's good. Gania, did you do the mock exam? How did you prepare for the exam specifically? Tell us your plan. Did you do the mock? How many mocks did you do? Did you pass the live mock? Did you fail it? Give us your whole psychological makeup during that period of going to write this exam.
Okay, so prior to the mock, I was about giving up on the exam because I was a little bit indisposed weeks before the exam. So I wasn't even attending the live classes. I haven't completed some of my lessons. So when it was like a week to the exam, I decided to take 1 week leave, the same way Evans did at my place of work. So when I took the leave, I had to go back and reassess where I needed to start from. So I just took one of the 1 to 3 courses in the FMA, went through them. Then I went through 3 to 4 mock exams. So I'm not sure I did a live mock exam, but I did one other mock from Financial Modeling Institute. I did that mock. So I just timed myself with each mock. And I realized that at the end of the 3rd or 4th mock, I spent over 3 hours doing the mock exam. So that way, I've spent minimum time achieving the maximum goal. So I think for me, it was more of taking 1 week leave, then practice and practice and practice, then taking like 3 to 4 mock exams before the final, I think, live mock exam. So that was it for me. That was the approach. And with what Evans said, I think it's very relevant that you have enough adequate Excel skills, because this approach I took might not work for someone else who is struggling with Excel or doesn't have adequate accounting knowledge. So I think that's played a very crucial role in making it kind of easier for me to sit for the exam and even pass it.
Yeah, so interesting stuff. So Excel is critical and stuff. But again, the exam itself is just for everybody to know. The exam is a 4-hour exam. You're supposed to build a financial model from scratch in Excel, and there's a camera recording your screen. Yeah, they're camera looking at you. So if you're kind of doing like this a lot, we know that you're probably cheating, right? So you need to build a model from zero. No books or anything next to you. You're building from scratch. So there's a lot you need to know. So at the end of the day, to me, that's one of the best exams I know, because it's practical. It's testing practical skills. You can't hide. You can't do ChatGPT and get an answer and stuff. You can't really hide. So you need to know it. You need to know how to build it, which is why anyone with a certificate, AFM, everybody should know this person can build models. Now, can this person think critically in my own specific, because every case is different. My own specific case, how can that person think critically? So I'd like to ask about critical thinking. Did this course help your critical thinking? I want evidence as to why you think this course helped your critical thinking. Anybody wants to chime in to tell us about, I knew this thing helped me with my critical thinking skills. Anybody have anything to share?
So I don't know if this is related, but I feel like when starting the mock exam, I believe at least 2 to 3 persons on this course spend at least maybe 5 hours on the first mock or 6 hours on the first mock. Then as time goes on, the number of hours we spent writing one mock or doing one mock decreases. So I think that way it kind of like reflects our ability to think critically and to really work around things. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give people an example. Most of the big difficult thing about the exam is critical thinking around how does this business make money? How does this business structure their revenue, structure their costs? That's the big part of it. When you understand, okay, this case study is just confusing. What are they talking about here? What is the capacity utilization? What is this? This depreciation, is it? I don't understand what production is, what price is. You have to think critically to get that out.
Exactly.
Now, that's usually what spends time. You spend a lot of time. So are you spending 1 hour doing that? Are you spending 30 minutes doing that? Are you spending 20 minutes doing that? And practice makes you be able to connect the dots in an easier way using a framework. So if you have a framework in place, a framework for doing something, then when you want to think critically, go through that process. So critical thinking is more like hypothesis. Yeah, you have a hypothesis for something, and then you're testing that hypothesis, and then you now finally get an answer. So there's a scientific method. If you want to know about critical thinking, go check scientific method as to how you go through the scientific method to then learn something, right? Now, I know that Iniolua was trying to get an internship from somewhere before, and they refused him. Can you tell us about that, Iniolua? We were looking for an internship. They refused you, and then now they've accepted you. But I don't think.
Yeah, actually.
Tell me about it.
He refused me. I applied in April. They did not get back to me at all. I did not get a mail or anything. Then
Who are they?
I posted about my
Nigerian?
AFM. I'll try to come in. Trying to get the name of the company.
Okay. Where were they based?
Sorry.
Where in the world?
They are based in Nigeria, actually. It was a remote
Don't give
investment
us their name. We don't
analyst
want their name.
internship.
But go ahead.
Okay. So they refused me in April when I applied. They did not get back to me, and most of those that applied alongside me have started the internship already. So them not reaching out to me, I just assumed that they have rejected me. But a day after I posted about the FM, I got a mail from them and also a LinkedIn message from one of their team members. I don't know if that is a coincidence, but I refuse to believe it is a coincidence because he viewed my profile before he actually sent me a message. So I refuse to believe that that is a coincidence.
So are you doing the internship with them now, or you are not?
Yeah, I asked to defer till next year because of my
Okay.
ICANN in November.
Okay, you're doing ICANN. I remember ICANN. Okay, interesting. So please, can someone give us a story about models? So now, one thing you will learn is a lot of you here are experienced. You've definitely built models before, but there's a structured way to do it, right? A proper structure. It looks like a book. You press a button, it will print the whole thing. If it was 60 pages, you say a 60-page book, you can bind and give it to them to review. That's the beauty of this structure. So how has that changed how you build models? And have your office, has your bosses, have they noticed? Someone should tell me if people have noticed the change in how you do stuff. And hopefully that change, that notice, it will translate to career advancement. Who can tell us a story there? Have your
So
bosses noticed?
yeah,
Go ahead.
basically, right? I mentioned earlier that building models was more of skeletal, right? For me, coming into the academy made me uh, build model in a more structured and textbook way, right? I mean, you are able to when you take a book, you read the introduction, you read the preface, everything in the book, right? The body and everything, right? Coming into the academy and seeing how models is actually being done, right? And building a model such that it's more or less like you're reading a textbook, right? There's structure to it, right? You have your model guide, you have your model structure, everything such that I mean, whoever is actually looking through your model don't even need to start calling you here and there. That, oh, what does this actually mean? Because you actually have a template which and the person can actually go through what each of your line, let me call it your line item in your model is actually representing, or what is actually you are is more explicit, it's more explainable, right? You can pick up the model and you are able to read or understand what is actually in the model, right? I mean, uh, coming to the academy has actually sharpened that, and building models after then, right? It's been kudos from those that actually need what I actually build, right? And it's been an interesting journey ever since after joining the academy, right? Building a more textbook-like and also a more relatable model such that it's self-explanatory, right? And not necessarily having to do something skeletal or just wishy-washy, right? I think that's been my own experience after then.
Okay, super stuff. Great stuff. So, Garnet, you're working in settlements. Can you just tell us about your role? What skill sets do you need in that role, and just tie modeling to it? So now that you're a modeler, I don't know what has that helped you with in your current role?
Okay, so I believe like all organizations do like annual budgets or yearly budgets where you have to do like projections and all of that. So I think this particular financial modeling skill have kind of like help in that aspect. So I know that in the next budget, I'm actively participating in making the assumptions in coming up with scenarios and trying to make adequate projection for the coming year. So not even for the coming year, a 5-year projection now for the organization. And aside from that, I'm thinking of doing a special 5-year projection on my own, just to based on the current reality of the industry, and just to show my boss that this is our old position in the industry. So aside from budget, I think it plays a very major role, active role in budgeting for the organization. And aside from that, I'm planning to do a 5-year financial projection for the organization as well. Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing a 5-year projection for the organization, and the reason you're doing that is because of the confidence you've gained from this academy. Okay, super stuff.
Exactly.
So I just want to rapid fire quick words of to yourself. So I won't say words of advice, but more this modeling skill, this Excel skill, this accounting skill. I don't know. All of you here are kind of privileged. You have some accounting knowledge. Lua is an accounting student. Everybody here already has some accounting knowledge. If you don't have accounting knowledge, can you still do this financial modeling academy? Is it possible? No accounting background. I read Yoruba or something. Can you do it?
So for me, actually, I'm actually a qualified chartered accountant, but
Yes, yes.
I think during those period whereby we were actually being splitted into what do you call that?
Accountability hubs.
Yeah.
Accountability
Actually,
hubs. So like
yeah,
study groups.
yeah, study group. Yeah, so I actually had somebody that actually discussed with me. He was telling me that he's a biologist, so he does not really have idea about accounting and all. So the first advice I had to advise him that, bro, you have to go back to those pre-courses that the Brown actually gave to us. You know, there's actually two courses that was actually given to us. One is Excel fundamentals for analysts, and the second one is related to financial modeling. So
Okay.
when he actually like cracked those courses, he now had to come back into FMA. Yeah, exact primary courses. Yeah. So when he actually cracked those courses, then he came back into FMA. After the FMA, he did his AFM. I've not really discussed with him yet now, but yes, it's actually possible if you don't have the accounting background. But if you are dedicated, we also have a guy from law. I don't know his name. I've forgotten his name actually. Who is an AFM holder also too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new guy also too that transits from law to finance currently as we speak. So I feel AFM actually gives you that opportunity. FMA actually gives that opportunity to not just only learn the skill, but also learn the basics of accounting, and which actually very much great, very great.
Okay, great. Any other experience you want to share as per non-accountants? And because I'm biased, right? I'm a finance person, and I think there's absolutely no business decision that is not a finance decision. That's my belief. Every single business decision is a finance decision. There's no business decision that doesn't involve money, and anything that involves money technically is a finance decision. So then I say, hey, it doesn't involve money, it's just reducing our costs. Reducing your costs is money now. I know it doesn't involve money, it just actually saves us time. And saving time is money, as in at the end of the day, you save time so you can do stuff with that time. So I believe there's no decision that's not a finance decision. So therefore, there's nobody that can get promoted to very high levels without finance knowledge. You need finance knowledge. So there's some people that want to transit into finance. And I know all of you technically are already borderline finance. Some of you are accounting, they're moving to finance. So that transition to finance, this modeling thing kind of is like a quick way of putting in finance skills into you to then transit. I know you're not all finance people, but it seems like you're transiting to finance. That's transiting to full finance. I think that's what I'm hearing, right? I think it's Ganiat. Ganiat is he's like more regulator. Is it more regulations you're doing? Regulator, it sounds like a regulator you're working for somehow. Is it?
Not really, but some would say that.
Yes, and then I know Evans is in insurance. So can you give us some finance, some small expertise around finance? And I'm going to show some people some something in Excel, some trick in Excel very shortly. But can you tell us a bit of the insurance industry, finance talk around the insurance industry? What do you guys do? How do you think you
Oh,
can
okay.
help them now that you're in model?
Oh, I mean, they've employed me. I'm helping them already. So, well, so in the insurance industry, insurance is more like it's similar to a subscription where you buy today, it lasts you for a period of time, and then you have to repurchase again. So one very important thing that's very important to insurers is something we call earned premium. And in financial terms, I think we did a similar thing like that. Maybe you have revenue, or by its unrecognized revenue, because the accountants here they call it revenue recognition, right? I did small accounting, so I know revenue recognition. So you recognize the revenue as and when you got it, but then it is accrued across a period. So that thing is very important to insurers, and it requires certain technical knowledge, a deep understanding of how these things work for you to be able to model. And those are the little things that I'm able to assist my company with. Something like end premium. Even now, I even project sales figures as well. So all those projections, forecasts, and all that, I'm able to help the company with that kind of thing. So
I think
insurance
there's a new IFRS 17, is it? Or what?
17, yes.
Yes.
So insurance service revenue, for instance, is something that relies heavily on earned premium. David, you know your stuff. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. So again, finance to me is a really needed skill. Can somebody give me 1 or 2 tips in Excel? Something you've learned in this whole program, Excel, because I love Excel. Just quick tips in Excel that you gained that you were like, very interesting. I'm going to use this at work. Anything, starting with Timothy. Timothy, what quick Excel thing did you learn that still sticks with you and you really liked?
All right, so for me, right, it has to do with inserting, right, when you pick up, say an item, when you pick up a data, right, or so stuff like I use both the Windows and Mac, but I use more of Mac, right? So Command Shift Plus, right? I mean, you want to actually insert you took an item, right? And you want to cut it. You want to cut it into or add it, right, into an item, right? So because I do that a lot, right? Trying to copy and paste, right? Copy and paste basically, right? That's before then I didn't know that, right?
You do know shortcut. So your shortcut of copy and paste shortcut. But hopefully in the model, you don't copy and paste. The model should just automate everything.
Yes, really. It's automated, right? I mean, wanting to quickly do quick work, right?
Quick work, okay. So shortcut for you, it was a shortcut, Control Shift. So for us, it's Alt ESV. So Alt ESV in Excel. So Control C, Alt ESV. Alt ESV for those. Okay. So Daniel, what Excel tip do you have for everyone? What was the nice thing you learned?
I think mine was actually printing. I don't know how to print.
Printing. Okay.
Yeah.
Explain printing to people. Why is printing the trick?
No, most times when you want to actually like print in Excel, then I really don't know how to print in Excel actually. So I think that was actually one thing that I really love so much. I'm like, you can actually print, then put those footnotes there,
headers and footers, and then the structure of it to say that 1 page wide and 0 blank. Just do that blank trick, so it just goes as many pages. Okay, and then you know how to do what's it called? Break? Is it line break or page break? Manage your page break.
And one another thing is actually the cell guide. You know, those cell guide. What you should be in cell colors.
Okay,
the
so
style guide.
So style guide and printing for you to style guide and printing, which gives you professional look. It just looks like it's $1 million. Okay. Okay. Nice. Lua, you want to share what big tip do you have for people? Excel tip that you learned.
So I think for me is also the style guide where how to format a normal cell, especially that where I don't have to like put brackets instead of minus, because normally I manually input the bracket by myself for like a subtraction if I am doing any work on.
And it's simply a format.
And that usually, so when you did it, I was like, and I've been stressing myself this long. When it's like this, so I think that stood out for me. And also the aspect of us being able to like, I don't know what the name is, but we'll press Alt, then we'll click on Alt 1 or Alt 2 or Alt 3. I've forgotten what that
shortcut, custom shortcuts.
Yeah, shortcuts. Yeah.
Custom shortcuts.
That has actually helped me a lot.
Did that help you in the exam? Did that speed you up in the exam?
Actually, it helped me in the exam. It made my self-marking really fast.
Okay, excellent. Ganiat, you want to share?
So mine is the same with Inyoloa, but I just have to add this combo box. The fact that you have to change the combo box, you have to change your scenario, and everything in your model changes to that. I think that's really great, and it's awesome that your model can actually do that as well. So I think that really for me.
Let me add to that combo box. So combo box for everybody, this is you use, instead of using data validation to pick a list, you're using a combo box, which is a different tool from developer tool into Excel. And the most important thing is this for that combo box. If you go online and type combo box and watch all the videos, 90% of the videos to me are wrong. What they will teach you is open combo box, highlight the list, click on the cell, that is it. But that is the wrong way to do it. Because if you do it that way, it will only work in one sheet. To make it work everywhere, you need to follow our naming convention, isn't it? You need to name a list and a switch. L underscore blah, 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 S underscore blah, 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 right? And once you name a list and a switch, that combo box can work everywhere. That's why it's very powerful. So that's a nice one. Yes. Evans, you want to share?
Yeah. So for me, I work a lot with Excel formulas, so the formulas really weren't a big deal for me. But one thing that I learned were the shortcuts. So one of my favorite shortcuts is the Alt Shift right arrow key that groups the range of cells. I mean, yeah, it helps a lot. It helped a lot when we were trying to build a structure into the book style. It helped a lot, and like in Olua as well, the shortcuts that come on top of the ribbon, the taskbar shortcuts, those were also very good ones. I think I put my format painter up there, so I didn't need to always do Control Shift, go to cell styles, and then no, I just format painted everything. It helped with speed. But my favorite so far has been the Alt ESV, the Control Paste. Yeah. So those shortcuts were really, 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 really like, I mean, they were the golden egg for me in this whole course. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Timothy, I don't know if you've shared. Have you shared one? I think you have. Right. So at the end of the day, let me quickly give a quick intro to everybody on the academy itself. So what's this academy about, and what's the partnership with Financial Modeling Institute? So I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to share. We're going to do a time value of money Excel. It's just one Excel trick on time value of money. I'm going to share. All right. So let me share my screen. Let me see if I can share the audio. Okay. So I don't know if you can see my screen. I think you can. You all can see my screen. All right, so this is the Financial Modeling Academy. Really is a partnership between D. Brown Consulting and Financial Modeling Institute. So this was a published press release when we launched the academy, where the Financial Modeling Institute were talking about what the academy is all about and the fact that we just want to sponsor scholarships for African financial professionals, to get Africans financial professionals. We've moved since to say that, look, we want to make or kind of develop 1 million financial modeling analysts out of Africa in the next 5 years. That's our big goal. Right now, when you join the academy, you're going to have 3 ways to join the academy. You can either join, the scholarships are 3. We have a global scholarship, which is the non-African scholarship, anybody in the world, excluding countries in Africa. And but South Africa too is actually excluded from this Africa scholarship. But your Africa scholarship is all the countries in Africa, excluding South Africa. You have the student scholarship and a resident scholarship. Now, the resident scholarship means you must be resident in Africa. The student scholarship means you must be resident in Africa, and then you're an undergrad student, or you're a student of a professional body. Now, undergrad students of a university that we recognize. When I say we recognize, they've actually signed with us as a university, because why is that important? The university has to verify that you're a student. We need to go to the university and say, hey, these 20 people from University of Lagos, are they really your students? And they were like, no, this guy is not a student. And then, of course, that means we're kicking you out of the academy, right? So the universities have to verify, but also professional bodies. So we have partnerships with CFA Institute, ICANN, CITN, Chartered Institute of Taxation, Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, Chartered Institute of Taxation, Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, and then ACCA as well. So if you're in any of these institutions as a student, you get the student scholarship. If you're a resident in anywhere in Africa, you're not a student, but you're a resident anywhere in Africa, except South Africa, you get the Africa Resident Scholarship, or you choose this. So if I choose this, then you'll be able to go and see more details about the Africa Resident Scholarship, what you get and everything, right? You'll be able to read everything about it and all the access you get. So you get a whole lot. You get a whole lot, and there's even more we're planning. So the next cohort, there's going to be an AI session. You're going to have something special on AI and how you can use AI as your researcher as part of the program, right? So our alumni, I'm sure they're here. They'll be like, okay, how do we get that too? Now we're alumni, but we'll talk about how alumni get it. But we're going to kind of put quite a lot of emphasis on how you enhance your skill set with artificial intelligence. So if you go to the website and you go and click on the links, you'll see what you get. The whole program is worth $2,871, which is why Inioluwa's uncle thought it was a scam. because Ineolua got it for how much? How much did you pay for this $2,871 value? What did you pay?
I paid $150.
$150. It obviously sounds like a scam, truly, right? The exam alone is $725, which is what Evans saw, and he's like, this is not okay. This is $725. How can I pay it? And then Evans went through the Africa scholarship, right? And so Evans saw $347, and he's like, okay, I'll pay $347. I will get this exam that I was looking at, $725. This course for $1,200, I'll get it. I'll get an exam prep. And by the way, guys, did you all do this step-by-step prep guide? I don't think it's possible to pass the exam at FMA without
that was what I used. I am not done with my FMA Academy. I used the prep.
Yeah, so you haven't finished this one, but you use this, right?
I'm almost done. Yes,
okay.
It's the prep.
Very good. So this is the step-by-step. It's a very specially designed course that will show you how to do the exam. And if you practice this well, you should do the exam in 3 hours, I think. 3 hours plus, right? And then there is also this one. Where is the exam? It's not even here, the mock exams. To me, I think that is super, super powerful. There are sets of mock exams, primer, Excel primer, not even Excel primer, modeling primer. So there's a set of mock exams, which is not even listed here, that is part of that exam prep. You have about 8 mock exams. How many mock exams did you do, Ganiat? Let me show you.
I did 3 to 4.
You did how many?
3 to 4 mock exams.
3 to 4 mock exams. Okay,
Yeah.
so these are the mock exams you did. Do you know Storage Corp? Who did Storage Corp?
I did Storage Corp.
I did Storage Corp also too.
Who did CTD mock? CTD Industries.
I did it. I did
it. Yeah. There was even version 2 of CTD Industries.
I did. Yes.
And then you have KPG Corp, another corporation. Did you do the Noodles case study? There's the Excel stores case study, Right Choice case study, Prime Properties case study, Pure Wave case study. See, there are many case studies. And not only case studies, these are all mock exams. Then there is the live mock. Who did the live mock? 2 weeks before any exam, we have a live mock.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, I did it.
I did it.
Timothy did it. Okay.
Yes.
I would ask you how you did very soon. Daniel, did you do it?
Yes, I did it.
Daniel did it. Okay. Ineolua, did you do the live mock?
I did the 24-hour one. I did not do it.
Okay, but you didn't do the live, but you still did the mock. You still did it, right? And you submitted. I hope you didn't timed yourself and submitted. Gania, did you do the mock, the live mock?
I didn't do the live mock, but I did the 24-hour one.
Which is still mock. The one 2 weeks before the exam. 2 weeks before the exam. Yeah. Evans, did you do the mock 2 weeks before the exam?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
So who passed?
Exactly what
did you pass?
I didn't. No, I don't think I passed that.
You didn't pass the mock. Gania, did you pass the mock?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you think you did very well, right?
Yes, but I did very well.
Okay. Ineolua, did you do well in the mock? The live mock, the one before the exam?
I'll say about 50, 60.
50, 60 is not enough to pass. Sorry.
Yeah. I said about 50.
Daniel, did you do very well? Do you think you did well in the mock?
I think I got my revenue wrong, my revenue computation wrong.
If you get your revenue wrong, sorry, I think you're in trouble. Timothy, how well did you do?
I did do well. The revenue too, it gave me issues.
Good. So you see, you didn't do well in the mock. That was 2 weeks before the exam, isn't it? So tell me, what did you guys do 2 weeks before the exam? You're already in trouble. How did you fix that? Because you have passed. How did you fix it? Who wants to share?
So I think for me, right, I think following the week of the mock, right, there was a review. I think that was when I sat with myself and gave myself. I spoke with myself, right, and I gave myself like a more stringent. Yeah, yes. So
you advised yourself.
I advised myself. So I started practicing more. I did the exam again, right? Personally, I took more mock exam questions, right? And I was practicing. Then I was more concentrated more in the night. I mean, I would do from 9 to 5 a.m. the next day, every day till the exam day. Till before the exam. I think I
So you
slept
mean
very
now you're 9 p.m. to 5 p.m. standard? You're doing
yeah,
that every day.
I did that every day.
No sleep. Wow.
Just
Wow. Okay. Okay. Timothy is a hard man. Please, someone should tell me something easier. I think Timothy, I can't do your style. Timothy, you're too much. Daniel, what did you do? You failed the mock.
I didn't take leave because I had to still work. Right.
Okay, so because you didn't take leave, okay, you are really working hard. Daniel, you didn't
So,
pass
so for me,
your mock. What
I
did you do?
actually realized that my problem was not to balance the balance sheet. My problem was just that revenue itself. So I had to do a lot of questions, on that revenue part. And I was also begging God that, God, please, the revenue question that will come outside it should be simple, because I know that was my problem was. And yes, yeah, I think it was actually simple. It was simple.
Okay, okay. Evans, what was your strategy?
So for me, similarly, I think the most difficult part is the revenue side as well. So deriving the revenue and understanding the question. That is really the test of critical thinking. So when I started the mock and I realized my revenue was wrong, I stopped. I think I stopped or something of that sort. And anytime I go back to the mock questions, I had to just practice the revenue side. So I just did multiple mocks. I think I did about 8 or 7, just to see how different the revenue questions come around, so that I just get my revenue straight. Because the other parts were easy. Cost was easy. I think operating working capital was fairly easy. I think revolver was another difficult part. But besides that, the revenue was my main problem. So I had to dedicate time and attention to revenue and all that. I used
let me show
ChatGPT
people.
at some point just to make sure
Yes.
that I was getting the revenue right. So yeah.
Okay, so let me show people what he means by the revenue. So this is the mock exam. What we do in our mock is we allow you to do 3 hours, 30 minutes, not 4 hours, because we think you should be able to do it in this time. If you should do it in this time, then when you enter exam, exam nerves. No matter how good you are, there's exam nerves. So I'm giving you 30 minutes for exam nerves, so you can still finish it within that 4 hours, right? So if you look at the revenue side, typically this is how the exams go. This is our own mock exam. Company overview, financial model. They give you some idea around sales. They give you operating costs, capex. They'll give you some information, very small information, right? And then they say build your model, right? And then they'll give you a spreadsheet of historical financials, and you need to build from scratch using this plus other. They will not give you all the assumptions. You will need to get the assumptions yourself. Now, the revenue part is typically around here, right? When you read this, and how do you model this? So Pet Manufacturing earns revenue from sales of industry monitoring devices. It also supports the line production and auxiliary services and support services. Its core business, I guess this gives you an idea, core business, it recorded an average unit sales price of this at this. The volume price was this. Now, the volume, they'll either not give you price or they will not give you volume. You have to derive something. You have to go and derive things. And the way you derive to is around the cost, and knowing that you're always going to use costs that kind of calculate operating leverage. So there's going to be fixed and variable costs and all of those stuff. So it's interesting. But when you're in exam conditions, it's not interesting, you're stressed, right? So that's basically it. And you will get that through the academy. You'll also get your step-by-step guide, very excellent course that takes you step-by-step on how to do the exam. This is, to me, mostly a game changer for most people. If you don't do this, it's highly unlikely you'll pass. Then you also then do this mock exam questions, and then that's how you basically finalize. Now, when you're going through the academy, you also get opportunity to join 2 communities. There's a Nigerian-based D. Brown consulting community, which is the financial modeling Agile Minds. So I don't know if you guys are on Agile Minds, where you can share ideas with potential colleagues and stuff. So thousands of people, thousands of modelers there, 22,300 in the community, and you share ideas and basically ask questions. So you have access to the community. Then you also have access to the Financial Modeling Institute's community. How many of you are using this community too? I hope you're all in it. Please take full advantage. There's so much resources here. Excellent community by the Financial Modeling Institute. Even job postings are there, career advice and stuff is here as well. So all of this is all part of this academy, right? This academy that almost looks like a scam, right? right? So, and it's not a scam. So you can also pay installmentally, as we just said. So this is all great. Okay, let's jump into Excel. Everybody here loves Excel, I'm sure. So let's jump into Excel a little bit. I want to talk about time value of money. What I discovered is most people don't understand that when it comes to finance and cash flow, right? Time value of money is the most important, one of the most important things. Every other calculation is kind of tied to time value of money. And if you can do the 5 time value of money calculations, you can almost model any financial transaction. There are 5, right? 5 core time value of money calculations. Now, as a modeler, we all know that modeling is based on drivers, isn't it? So what are the drivers of time value of money? Oh, can you see my phone is now asking me, trying to talk. I didn't ask you any question. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so what are the drivers? You have present value, future value. So there's the things around time value of money. You need to understand what present value means, what future value means, what interest rates mean, what periods mean, or the time itself, number of periods, what is the process of compounding, and what's the process of discounting, right? So 1 naira today is not the same as 1 naira 1 year from now. It's just not the same, because 1 naira 1 year from now, if you bring it to today, it can buy what today buys, or even 1 naira, if you put it in a bank, it's supposed to earn interest. So at the end of the day, time has value. Time is the most valuable resource in the world. So I break it down into 5 cash flows. These are the 5 cash flows, right? You have time based on, is it a single cash flow? Is it a cash flow that happens once? You get the money and you run. Or is it cash flow that happens multiple times? So you have to ask yourself, is it cash flow that happens once, or is it cash flow that happens multiple times? And if it is cash flow happens multiple times, when will that cash flow stop? Right? So that if you pay your salary, every month we get salary. So that's cash flow, monthly, 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 monthly. Are we going to work for life? Are we going to work till infinity? Absolutely not. So it's going to stop at a certain point. So single instance cash flow or infinite cash flow, and then when exactly it comes in. So you have your simple cash flow. It is just one cash flow. Comes in once at a particular time in the future. How much is it worth today? What is it's going to happen 4 years from now? This cash flow, was it worth today? Then you also have annuity. What's an annuity? And we have an insurance guy here, so he's going to tell us what we mean by annuity. Any idea? Annuity is your line. So he's in insurance. This is what they sell. This is a product they sell called an annuity product. What is it? It's regular equal payments every single time period. Regular payments, right? It's an annuity. Evans, you want to chime in around annuity and insurance products you have?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Yeah, well, I think, okay. So your question again, sorry. My
Annuity,
sound.
I was wondering, so annuity to me sounds like it's a product for one of the products that your company, insurance companies have annuity products. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, right. So I'm not with life insurance, actually. I'm with general insurance. Yeah.
Okay.
So ours is not for an annuity, actually. So ours is for a specific time period, which is just 1 year.
Good. So you're just insuring. Yeah. What you're doing is you're paying a certain amount of money to insure against any cash flow that comes on unforeseen cash expense that comes later in the future. So that's what insurance is. So for general insurance, every year. So it's every year you're going to pay a certain amount. You say pay $1 million
every year.
Pay $1,000. You pay $1,000 to insure your car that is worth maybe $20,000. So if something happens to your car, you get your car back. So, but if you don't insure it, then you need to go look for $20,000. So that's the business. So annuity is one. Then there's something called growing annuity. So this annuity that you get $50 every single month for the next 10 months. What about if you get $50 every single month, but it grows at 10%? So this month you get $50, next month you get $55, the other month you get 55 times, another 10% on that, which is another like 60 something. Do you get? So it's a growing annuity. Then there's something called a perpetuity. Perpetuity is the cash flow will continue to happen forever. You get $50 forever. And then there is lastly growing perpetuity. So as a finance person, these are your cash flows. All right? These are your cash flows. Which one would you like us to do an example? I'm going to pick only one. So in our audience here, let's pick one, and I'm going to do an Excel. We're going to look at how to build it in Excel. It's tiny model, very tiny model. Who is voting? Pick one. Pick one. Lua, which one should we pick?
Let's go with growing annuity.
Growing annuity. So we're going with growing annuity. All right. So growing annuity it is. So let's go and look at a case study on growing annuity. Let me look. I think there's a case study here. Let's see. Growing annuity. There we go. So this is the formula for growing annuity. A growing annuity is a series of payments that increases at a constant rate over a specified period. Examples include salary increases or dividend payments that grow at a consistent rate, right? You're getting salary increases every time. So this increase is growing and is an annuity every year or every month or every time period, right? This is the formula. Kind of looks ugly, right? Everything has a mathematical formula. So a modeler is supposed to take this black box formula and model it, right? So a modeler will model it. This is a growing annuity and this is a growing annuity future value. Let's assume you're trying to calculate the future value of a growing annuity, or you're calculating the present value of a growing annuity. So future value of a growing annuity, you already know what the annuity is and you're doing the future value. Or you're doing the present value, you already know what the annuity is and you want to know what's the present value of that annuity. That way you're able to say whether that deal makes sense or not. Somebody tells you, I'm going to pay you $2,000 every single month and it's going to grow at 2%, at 5% every single month for the next 20 years. Or collect $300,000 now. You should, as a modeler, be able to calculate the two and be able to advise to say, I think you should collect that $200,000. When people win lotteries, they don't pay them all that money. Everybody thinks, oh, the lottery is $50 million lottery. They don't pay you $50 million. They sit with you and make a deal. You don't know. Well, most of us haven't won lottery, so we don't know that. So as a modeler, the first thing you do is, what are the drivers of this thing? We have PV. We need to understand the present value, future value, discount rates, growth rates, cash flows, right? So those are our numbers. And then we need to also understand the number of periods. And then if you look at this formula, we have to kind of substitute things into it. So this is the question we're going to answer. And we'll answer this in Excel. So this is the Excel I'm giving everyone. So let's assume your salary is 8 million naira a year and will grow at a rate of 3.5% each year. Now assume that at the end of each year, you plan to save 9% of your salary each year in an account that will earn interest at 10%. How much money will you have to have at the date of your retirement 30 years from now? So that's the question. So who wants to be a millionaire? We're asking question. We want to call a friend or what? So the question is this, right? As a modeler, you need to identify that any question you see in finance is a cash flow question. When you're doing evaluation, at the end of the day, you're trying to understand this thing I'm valuing, all that massive, beautiful model at the end of the day is cash that's going to come out of it at the end. Do you know that? At the end of the day, it's cash. There's some element of cash at the end. And you're asking yourself, what kind of cash flow profile is this? Most businesses want to be growing annuities. Most businesses, at the end of the day, there's a pot of money they will give the owner of the business, which says dividend, and they want that dividend to continue to grow. So you can take those dividends growing for the next 20, 40, 50 years and use a growing annuity valuation to see how much they're worth, right? Now, to see how much they're worth, you also need to understand what are we using to discount this money backwards. So this $20 they're getting, you're going to discount it to today. That discount rate is what they refer to as weighted average cost of capital. So it's a fancy name, weighted average cost of capital, WACC. That's the company's hurdle rate. What does the company have to get as a return to be able to say, okay, I will invest in my company, make my company grow, give me this guaranteed return, and the rate of return I need is 30%, 20%, whatever that is, all right? Okay, so let's open Excel and let's build this out. So I've set up the problem. I've set it up here. So this is a growing annuity. So this is the same question, all right? So our modelers in the house, you've seen this question. Let's model it the normal way. So at the end of the day, you see, assume your salary is 8 million. Okay. All right. Okay. What other input do we have? Salary annual growth rate, how much? What's the annual growth rate? My people they're supposed to be supporting me. They're not supporting me. Hello.
That's 3.5%.
3.5%. Okay, thank you. And then the salary savings rate. What does that mean? So
9%.
how much of the salary are we saving? We're saving 9% of it every time.
Yeah.
Rate of return. What's your rate of return?
10%.
10%.
Okay, so our rate of return is 10%. And each year an account will earn interest rate. So rate of return when we're saving is 10%. What's the number of the periods?
30 years.
So we want to save for 30 years, but number of period, okay, at the end of the day, it depends, right? The number of period can change. So right now it's 30 years. So, and then great. So what initial savings are we making? So since we're saying that 8 million is going to grow at 3.5%, so what is our initial savings going to be? It's simply equal to 8 million, right?
9%.
9%, right? So
9%.
we're currently, as a starting of today, we're saving 720,000. So the question is, how much would we have in 30 years' time? Right? So this is future value growing annuity. And if you look at the formula, let's look at the formula. See the formula here, right? Your cash flow 1 plus G, your growth in your cash flow for the next period, right? Multiplied by 1 plus your rate, raised to the power of n being 30, minus 1 plus your growth rate, raised to the power n, divided by r minus g. Now, the thing about modelers is, this is nice and good. We can do a one formula to calculate it, but the modeler needs to show it in a model, right? So that we can prove that it works. But let's agree with the formula. Let's just do the formula. Equals to, what did the formula say? It said, let's see, cash flow 1 plus G. So cash flow multiplied by 1 plus growth rate. What's growth rate? What's the growth rate?
0.5.
Is this the growth? Which one is the growth rate? Is it going to be growing at 3.5%? Let's just say yes for this one first. What's the growth rate going to be? Let's think through.
Okay, each year growth rates. Yeah.
So the growth rate, because see, the main salary grows at 3.5 and you're saving 9%. So your savings will also be growing at the same rate as your salary growth, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is one. What's the other aspect of the formula? Future value is 1 plus r raised by n minus 1 plus g raised by n r minus g. Okay, so this is multiplied by, and then I do 1 plus r. What's r?
10%.
What's r? Okay, 1 plus 10%. Where's my mouse? My mouse is not working again. Come on. Ugh. My mouse has given up. 1 plus 10% raised to the power, what did they say? N, isn't it? Raised to the power 30. Okay, I don't know why my mouse is behaving like this. Okay. Raised to the power 30. No, raised to the power 30. Times. So we'll close this bracket. Go back to now, if you see, this is not how modelers do it. This is formula. And we have to just agree that it's right. But we're going to model it properly. This is not how you model. So minus 1 plus g raised by n. So we're just trusting this mathematics. 1 plus r raised by n. Then we say minus 1 plus g. What's g? Growth rate. What's the growth rate? What's the 1 plus g?
3.5.
What's the g?
3.5.
3.5. 1 plus g. G, what's g? 1 plus g raised to power what? Raised to power time is as well, 30. All of this divided by what? So all of this, you can see how ugly this thing is. How many of you have done this kind of formula before? Divided by R minus G. What's your rate? R minus G, close bracket. And then you close, which other bracket are we closing? So I'm not even sure if all my open and close brackets are correct. So I'm closing this one, close this. I want the divide, board mass. I want divide to happen. This first calculation to happen first. Raise to the power this. Okay, so I have to close this one. No, the red is fine, and then the black is fine. Good. And then this one is, so I think that's correct. Let's see. So my answer is looking kind of strange. So my answer is 167. So this is my future value. All right. Now, as a modeler, we need to model it. And to model it, we need to build it out here. So let's build out the model itself, as in just like we're doing a financial model, right? So let's build it out. So your current value is, how many periods do we have? So your annual cash flow. So this is our annual cash flow. Annual cash flow is 720. The growth rate is, what's the growth rate? 3.5. The rate of return is what? 10%.
10.
The number of periods is 30. So now what we will then do is we're now calculating what are the future values, right? And then we now sum up the future values, since that's the question. So we can say, how many periods? You use the sequence formula. Now, for us in the Financial Modeling Academy, we're using the normal older formulas. We're not using the new latest sequence or data array formulas. So if we do a sequence, what's our time period? 30, right? Yeah. So if we do a sequence, it will now list out 1 to 30, right? So the trick I'm sure everybody is, look, always try and use your modern array formulas when you're writing formulas. So this is your time period, 1 to 30. So what's our current savings? So what will be our current savings now, as in based on what we've seen? What's our savings going to be? What do you think our savings would be? So this is our savings, isn't it? This one. This is our savings. Or isn't that our savings?
Yeah, should be our annual cash flow.
Yeah, that's the savings.
So at the end of the day, this savings is going to grow by what?
3.5%.
3.5%. So at the end of the day, every year, this savings is going to grow by 3.5%. Now, in mathematics, if you say 1 plus R, 1 plus your G, now, if you do a raise to the power, because you want to say, what is our savings in year 1? If you raise something to the power of 1, what will it be? It will still be the same thing, isn't it? But if you raise it to the power of 2, then this growth rate will give us the exact savings for year 2, the total cash flow for year 2. So if I do this, and I raise it to the power of time, raise it to the power of time. This is your simple cash flow calculation. It is, what is it? 1 plus R raised to the 1 plus, what's it, something raised to the power of time or something like that. So this is our savings, 745 in year 1. If I double click this is the old school way of doing a double click. Instead of double clicking, what you do with an array is you put what? A hash sign. Because this is an array, let me explain. When you refer to an array, something that's an array, if you just do this, you get 1. But if you do equals to this and you put a hash sign, you get the array. It will spill. This is called a spill. If I put something here, you see you get a spill error. All right. So what you do whenever you're using arrays is you don't need to double click anymore. Your left to right consistency will be correct. Well, this is up and down consistency. So I put a hash. So these are our cash flows up to year 30. So in year 30, this is what the money will be. Now, we now need to discount this to today. Who knows the discount formula? What's the discount formula? Or not discount it to today. No, we need to not discount it. We need to grow it to 30 years time. isn't it? We need to grow it, because at the end of the day, this 745 is that's the money in year one. What will the money be in when you grow it? What will it be in 30 years time? You know a function in Excel that can do that. There's a future value function in Excel, right? What is the future value function? What does it say? So the future value says that the rate and the number of periods, how many periods do you have? How many periods is left between year one and year 30? How many periods? It's going to
That's
grow
30.
for how many years? 29 years, isn't it?
It's not yet.
So the number of periods is going to be 30 minus this. That's the number of periods, isn't it? Because this cash flow will grow for 29 years. This one will grow for 28 years. This one will grow for 20. You get 20. You get, so it's 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. That's how it's going to grow, because you're calculating the future. So I'll put this whole cash flow, whatever 30 is, I'm going to subtract it from this, and I'm going to put a hash sign there. Why is it saying plus? Just this minus this hash sign. So what's our rate? The rate is 10%. What is what's the number of payments? Are there any payments every year? No, the payment only happens. Does the payment happen on a yearly basis? What's the payment? There's no payment. There's just a present value, because you're investing this in year one. So this present value is, this is the present value, right? So that is the present value, right? And we can put a hash there. So I'm putting hash, this is a modern way of doing it, so that the formula just spills. So if I click OK, now if I click OK, I'll get negative points, because that's just how cash flow works. Let me make it positive by putting a minus sign here. So what we're saying is this 745, if you grow it for 29 years, this is what you will get. So this is the future value of 745. This is the future value, right? And you can go and manually calculate every single year, and you see that that's the future value, right? If you take 745 and you grow this cash flow at 10%, right? Times 1.1. And then you take all of this for 30 years. 30 years. That's the cash flow you will get, right? So, sorry. So can you see this value here? 11,821,176. Can you see that? 11,821,176. Does that make sense? So this has been growing for, so that is the maths of it. And then you then come here as a modeler and say equals to sum of all the list, and you put a hash. And that's how you model it. So look at this. Isn't it the same? But as a modeler, time is left to right, but I'm just doing it up and down so you can see it. So as a modeler, if you're modeling this for an insurance company, and you want to model this product for an insurance company, this is how you model it. And then you'll be able to build what price are we going to charge for this product, blah, blah, blah. But all of it is tied to cash flows. And this is you using the advanced Excel formulas for it. Because all of these are technically, these are all, the formula is only three cells. We're entering the formula in only 3 cells, but we're generating this. Then you'll be able to do scenario and sensitivity analysis around time. So you can do scenario and sensitivity analysis around 30 years. So say, okay, what about if it's only 10 years? You do an analysis there. What about if it's 15 years? Oh, what about if the rate is 5%? What about if actually what we want as our future value is, I want a future value of 200 million, right? So my future value is 200 million. What do? You do a goal seek. Who remembers goal seek? I set this output to 200 million. 200, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. By changing what? Let's assume, what do I have control over? I can have control over how much I save. So let's see, how much do I need to save to be able to have 200 million in 30 years? So I click on this savings rate. I click OK. My model updates. And then I see I would need to start saving 10.7%. This is how you become a financial advisor, right? And simply because you know the modeling fundamentals and you know how cash flow works in finance. See, I've gone kind of deep. All right, so that is Excel. That's the Excel trick I've shown you, how to simply build very simple models using array formulas. My people, did you learn anything from this? You're already advanced financial modelers. Tell me. This is modern Excel. Does that make sense? Back to you. Back to the house and our audience. Let me close my Excel and come back to normal. Hello, everybody's very quiet. I've gone deep into Excel. So the key thing is, okay, so the financial modeling, to me, it helps you critically think through stuff. I've just shown you an example of some question that came up, but you need to know if it's a finance question, it's a cash flow question. If it's a cash flow question, what type of cash flow is it? I gave you broadly 5. If you look at any transaction, you know, okay, what kind of cash flow it is. Most of the kind of cash flows we see in business are usually annuities. They're usually either growing annuities or some of them are even just single input, simple cash flow. That cash flow happens at a particular time. And as a modeler, you're able to confidently model this kind of stuff, right? Great. Back to Financial Modeling Academy. I want last words from our audiences, from our panelists. What do you have to say to someone? How would you advise someone? And who are the kind of people you think should do this Financial Modeling Academy? I'll start with Daniel.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, bro. For me, I feel if you're actually in the accounting field, maybe just like if you're a student like in Oluwa, right? You know, I feel it's actually very much good you actually take advantage of the FMA. I actually told Brown earlier before that I wish I knew about FMA maybe when I was done with university. Maybe I would have actually picked it up just as Inioluwa actually picked it up now. And it was after my ACA, that was when I actually learned about FMA. So it's a good one. And for also those that actually struggling in cooperation, you know, you're in receivable and payable, and you just want to like move out from that circle and you want to go into core finance, it's actually a very, very good one. I want to be sincere with you. It's a very, very good one. Thank you, bro. Bro, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Anybody that wants to transit into finance or you're doing accounting, that's who you advise. Okay, great. And you're advising yourself that you should have known this earlier. Okay, maybe you should have joined CFA. Is it career fair? I don't know where Inulua found his stuff. So Inulua, you're in a prime position. Can you advise? Who do you think needs this? Right? So if you're talking to the audience now, who do you think should do this?
So basically, for me, speaking from my perspective, I would say for students that really want to break into, let's say, finance or investment banking, because I've joined a lot of investment banking webinars, and they always say as an undergraduate, we should learn financial modeling. So I think this has given me an edge
Yeah,
around
but you're
that.
an
And
accountant,
also
right?
it's, yeah, I'm
And I
studying
think
accounting, but that's not what I want.
I think you have
Yeah.
a story to tell as well. Because you're an accountant, there were certain opportunities that people were rejecting you because you're an accountant. Can you talk about that? Even in your university.
Oh, yeah, that was for CFA Research Challenge
Okay, tell
because
us
I was
about
in
that.
accounting. So I wanted to participate, but the prof in charge said he would not allow me because I'm in accounting. And also because there were some political things also that had to do with them representing the school. So I now had to prove myself to him. I I did a model for Noodle under the under the mock exam. So that was the model I showed to him. And I showed him that this is what I built. I built it from scratch. And he said that wow, that shows that I know what I'm doing. So they should rewrite the names and include my name. I think it helps you stand out also, makes you look serious as an undergraduate. Anybody that I tell that I've done AFM, they're like, this early. And I'm like, yes. So it helps you stand out. Anyway.
Okay, so good. So what happened is he's in accounting, and there's a special finance thing that they do. It's called the CFA University Challenge, and they do it across the world. And the winner of winner of Nigeria goes to compete. I think they get the winner of Africa that goes to compete globally. So it's a global competition on research. You do deep research, and then you build models, and then you do presentation. So we're looking forward to you're now part of your university's group, right? In Oluwa. When are you entering the competition?
So we are still expecting the mail.
From
They
CFA?
have not sent the official mail. Yes, we're still
Okay,
expecting the
so
mail.
best of luck on that. You probably will be
Thank you
seeing the
very
Brown
much.
Consulting there because we're going to support all the universities as well. Nice.
Yeah.
Ganiat, who should do this thing, in your opinion? What advice do you have, and can you encourage our young ones out there? And
Okay,
old
for the
ones.
advice, yeah, so the
Go
old ones who are already in the academy, I think it's very important that you should not procrastinate. Just go for the exam. I think whichever exam date you set your mind on, just make sure you are able to follow it through. So for intending FMA Academy member, I think anyone can enroll for the program. By anyone, I mean if you are trying or you're planning to go for a professional course or a professional certification, before the professional certification, particularly in this accounting and finance field, I would advise the person goes for FMA Academy first, or maybe FMI Institute. Just go for FMA Academy's exam just to be a certified advanced financial modeler before maybe trying to get other certification like maybe ICANN, CFA, CIS, and all of that. So I think that's just it for me. And if you're trying to transition to core finance road, like it is very, very paramount because the first thing people will ask you is, do you have like financial modeling skill? So it's a very, very important and value added skill as well.
All right. Timothy, your answer. Who are you advising?
Right. So for me, basically, I'll advise anyone that actually wants to transition into the finance space, regardless of your background, wherever you're coming from, marketing, operations, regardless of the background you're coming from. If you're not even accounting savvy in that sense, right? I mean, the FMA is actually a good platform or a good way to actually dive into the finance space. Then you can actually navigate your way through the finance world or the finance space. Basically, I think anyone that's actually interested in finance, basically, right, regardless of your background or what you study in school, can actually come for this course. Yeah.
So I think, let me add to what you said. Even if you're a senior person in an organization, you're probably a senior manager in a non-finance topic, and you really want non-finance, you want to really move up. I think you need it to be able to kind of brush up. It's like a crash course to enable you to understand the financial numbers of your organization better, and you'll be able to get more promotions from there. All right, Evans, you want to chime in here?
Yeah, thank you, David. So I think, just like Timothy, I think anyone who is interested in finance can pick up this course. It's a great stepping stone for you to understand basic, fundamental finance concepts. And the fact that it's also hands-on and practical, it immerses you in the finance field just by being the course that you have to study to go and write the exam. So you get very, very early hands-on training, and you would get to understand things that really drive or run organizations. So yeah, anyone interested in finance should go for it. And maybe I'll just put it out there that it will be very difficult for you to do it on your own. So just try and register for the FMA Academy, and it makes things easier for you. Yeah.
All right, super nice advice. Thank you very much. Now, since you guys are accredited members, you have your AFM accreditation, and is it published online? Is there anywhere someone can go and verify that you are really AFM holders? I'm not saying it's not true. Is there somewhere we can go?
Yes, you can. I think there's a link. There's a link at Creditly. I will need to check my mail for that. or
Okay.
just, yeah,
And I think also on the website, they
website.
publish, I
Yes,
think, don't they publish you guys' names on the website,
yeah, it's
on the
on.
Financial Modeling
It's
Institute's
my
website?
website.
Okay, so I just want to, so the key thing there is they do publish all these names, and I'm just going to share that with everybody here. You see where they are. So at the end of the day, there is a digital certificate that they get that they can send to the employer and say, this is my digital, a blockchain protected certificate, right? It's not paper certificate, digital certificate. And that can prove that, okay, this is uh, this is me. This is the certification I got. This is the evidence of my expertise, right? And then if you go to the FMI's website as well, if I share my screen, you will see the FMI's website also has a directory, right? See the directory? This is the directory of the FMI's website. And under the directory, they have the list of all the people that have passed. So if I come to Nigeria here, most of you in Nigeria, in fact, let me go to Ghana. If I go to Ghana, let's see. Let me search for Evans. Where's Evans? Ghana. Evans, I'm searching for you. So I don't know if they've published it yet, but I'm assuming they have because this is all fresh, right? So let me look for Evans. Evans, they didn't put your full name, naughty. You have to tell them, please.
I
so,
will.
so you can see Evans is a. I didn't give them your LinkedIn. I think you should so that we can click and I'll give you work. So Evans has his advanced financial modeler certification, right? Very cool. I think mainly based on the AFMA, I think Nigeria has the third largest number of FMAs in the world, of AFMs in the world. Yes. So kudos to all the team at Financial Modeling Academy. Well done, guys. But please, as Evans will say, we need more Ghanaians there. Evans, what can we do about that? Evans,
The first step is to bring you, David, to Ghana.
please do. Please bring me to Ghana, but you don't need to bring me. You can bring everybody here too. Daniel, you don't mind going to Ghana. Timothy, as long as Evans will pay us, we'll go to Ghana and promote this there.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Right? Where is, why isn't this finding? There are no Nigerians. Are you serious? Obviously, it can be. I'm trying to look for Nigeria. Where I want to look for our people as such. Okay. So how many Nigeria? This is all Nigeria. Who should I look for? Daniel, your name is going to be very common. There are too many Daniels. How many Daniels did it find? Find 4 Daniels. Daniel. Daniel, can you see yourself? Daniel is here, but he doesn't have his LinkedIn, right? So what I think it's, once you give them your LinkedIn and your full profile, which I think you can manage, you can always click the profile and then you'll see the person, right? So this person here, let's see, this is experienced director, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, he has his advanced financial modeler and an AFM certification, right? Okay, excellent. Financial Modeling Institute. I don't know if he was an alumni. I don't know people at the back end. If he was an alumni, you'll see. So I just think this is a wonderful certification. And what we're going to do in the new academy is we're going to show you how to leverage artificial intelligence to even become more superhuman when it comes to being a modeler. You'll be able to do a lot more, which means you can make more money, or you can even undercut other people that are trying to vie for stuff. So I'd like to say well done to our modelers, big well done to our modelers, Financial Modeling Academy, your alumni, your ambassadors. We are super proud of you, extremely proud of your achievements. It's not easy at all. It's always tough, but the sky is now your limit. It's not even your limit, but I would like you to pay this forward. I would really like you to share as much as possible. Have a sharing mentality. Share your skills with people. Talk to people about how they can become advanced financial modelers as well. Because once you do that, once you share, it's the funny thing about sharing. It sticks in your head even more. It sticks with you far more when you share than when you don't share, right? So So everybody, you can go verify our people. They're all here. It's published, nicely published internationally, and you can click and see if you're hiring somebody that you think. I will ask question: do you know Excel? I interview people. Do you know Excel? They're like, my Excel is 8/10. I can tell you for free, my own Excel is not 8/10. My Excel is like 6/10. Me. How will you say you're 8/10? How? Huh? Okay, maybe I'm 7/10. Okay, let me just give myself a little bit more. 7/10, right? Evans, what's your Excel skill?
I mean,
Okay,
you just
okay,
lowered the bar.
I'm 8. Let me say I'm 8, so I'll give you higher.
Okay,
You
cool.
can't
Then,
talk.
and maybe you should just put yourself as 11. I'll put
No,
myself
no.
at 7.
Yeah. So, but Ganiat, I know, is a 10/10. She uses Excel every day. So Ganiat is a 10. Daniel is probably a 9. Timothy probably 8.5. Right? I know. Ineolua, he has a lot of time on his hands.
We are either
Huh?
5. If you are 8/10, we are either 5.
But
or
anyway,
6.
you don't need to learn everything in Excel. What is Excel for your role? You'll be pretty good. Yes, you're pretty good. So thank you so much, everybody. Let me stop sharing my screen. I would like to say a big thank you. Final thank yous from everybody in the audience, and I'll do my own final thank you and we close. Starting ladies first. Ganiat, last words about the FMA in general, about the whole program, about anything and everything. Ganiat.
Okay, so the program is for 8 weeks. Then after that, you're writing your exam. So I think for the period of the program, it's a learning curve, and it's time to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So I think it's a very wonderful opportunity that I believe anyone on this call do not want to miss. So I'll just encourage everyone out there to actually go for it. Don't be discouraged. Just look for ways you can make things work. Recall that you can pay on installment too. So don't believe that funds can set you back. And recall that someone on this call got a loan just to proceed with the academy as well. So it's just, you just look at the end goal to achieving your objective. So the reason why I didn't give up personally is because I know my why, and my why is to transition to core finance roles to improve my technical skills. And because I know my why, I didn't stop. Like, I just had to make sure I saw the program to the end. So I think you shouldn't give up. You should be motivated. If you're on this course, you should be motivated to just enroll and go for the program. And you can also reach out to any one of us on this call. So in case you're finding it hard to reach out to FMA directly, or even David, please feel free to reach out to any one of us on this call. I'll be willing to help and guide you through the process. Thank you. David, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much, Ganiat. Thank you very much for that. Timothy, you want to go next?
All right, so for me, right, I mean, the best time to do anything, right, is now, right. This is actually a golden opportunity to just take your future in your hands, right, and just give yourself that edge just to move a ladder ahead to attaining your goals, basically. The FMA Academy, the deep brand consulting training, and the academy in general, right, is actually a good platform to learn, right, to relearn, and also imbibe a lot of goodies they actually have to offer. I believe so strongly that it's not going to be no one actually joining these academies is actually going to regret this, but it's value upon value. I mean, we are actually not getting, because of the scholarship available, right? We are not getting, what we are paying is not actually equal to what we are actually getting in that sense. But I believe it's actually a good platform, or a good way to actually getting closer to your goals, right? If you are considering, or I don't think you should procrastinate. Just consider taking the program now, and also writing the exam in February, right? All the best to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Timothy. Evans, you want to chime in, give us closing words?
Okay. So for me, my closing words is, firstly, you can trust FMA in the rates they are offering. It is real, it is not a scam, and you would learn some very important stuff. The second thing I would like to say is the FMI, or rather, I would say the AFM certification, is a great stepping stone if you want to pivot into finance. For me, that is what I used it for, and you can model after me, like I have modeled, so that you get there as well. I'll say the final thing I would say is it's an incredible journey. It will test you, so prepare yourself. But then the testing is all for good, so you would come out a shining modeler, like all of us here. So that's it.
I like what Tim Evans said. He said he has modeled and then he has modeled. So you should model after him because he has modeled and he's building models. I like that. Nice one. So Ineoluwa, next.
So I think for me, my last words would be that the program is, because when I first joined, I was scared because I was like, I'm the youngest there. But my accountability org, they literally held my hands throughout the journey, and they did not let me procrastinate actually, because I wanted to shift it to October. But they held my hands almost throughout. There were days where we would have called for 2 hours and they're just listening to the issues I have. So I would say that they are really helpful, and that you get a lot of help, that you would not be on the journey alone. You get a lot of help from your accountability partners. And I think that that's one of the things I cherished, because it has also helped me build relationships with the professionals in my accountability help. So I think you can get that also. Thank you.
Okay, excellent point. Excellent point. It's a networking opportunity to network with people, and you choose your accountability hub yourself. You go through everybody, see who you're choosing, and you choose your accountability hub, and then you are growing with them. And I know some people that finished like 2 years ago, they're still together with their accountability partners. They're sharing work together. They get jobs they can't do. They're sharing it with their accountability partners. It's a wonderful relationship. Really great. Daniel, final words from you.
Yeah, my last was, yeah. I always say that don't just go for the certification, go for the skill. It's very much important, because at the end of the day, if you have the certification, people will still want to question it. What can you actually offer? Do you understand? So, and that's where the FMA actually comes in. The next two modeling that we did, I still used to actually like go back to that next two financial, see what Brown did here. Awesome jobs, Brown. Thank you so much. Like, I really do appreciate your help and everything, which is actually a great one. So please, if you're actually out there, don't just go for the skill. Don't just go for that AFM designation. Get the skill. The skill is very much important. Thanks, bro.
Very important. So Dana said the key points, and the academy is split into two, or you can even say three. Two in the sense that we give you the skill first, the skill for life, the life skill, not exam skill, life skill, how to do it in real life. I know quite a lot of people have done FMBA. People ask me, FMBA and AFM, what's the difference? Well, the thing is, the FMI is an examining body. They will examine you. But FMA is training you to be a top modeler, but giving you deeper than nearly anybody out there does. I don't think you can go to any other financial modeling training where they are going deep into restructuring the financials. And it's something many people don't do. Where you're going deep into understanding that the financials are built by accountants following IFRS, which is excellent. But when you're a finance person, you're interested in seeing the prediction of cash flows to the future. That's what you're interested in. You're interested in saying that, okay, this company, how much will they make in the future? So you're interested in predictive power. What in the past can give me insights into what the future is going to be? And for that, you need to restructure the financials to concentrate on drivers. That is what modeling is all about. Drivers. If you saw the case study I just did now, what are the drivers of this thing? We have to understand the drivers. We saw the mathematical formula. Whoever derived that formula, I have no idea. But I shall know modeling, right? So we built the formula, which was there, but we had to build a model for you to convince somebody that, come and finance me, come and invest in my company, come and do this. You have to convince them with numbers that make sense, right? So that's the key. Understand the skill, just like Daniel said, but then you need to verify that skill by doing the exam. So we have an independent body that will examine you. So with the skill and the exam will get you into the meeting, get you into the door. It is the exam that will make them call you to come and do an interview, right? They will see the certificate. Oh, this person, Evans, me, naughty. Maybe, okay, let's give him a chance. At least he has a certificate. Call him in. And then when they now hear Evans talk, they now know for sure this guy knows what he's talking about. There's no bobo in here. He's not, modeling. He's breaking it down. But at least that exam gets you into the door, because they wouldn't know you until you get into the door, and then you can prove yourself. So well done. I'm super proud. FMA Alumni, Financial Modeling Academy members, all our people at D Brown Consulting, we're very, 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 very proud of you guys. Super proud of you. I like what Ganiat said. She said, look, you can meet anybody here and they'll be able to help you with the Financial Modeling Academy, getting in and stuff like that. And mentorship, hopefully, maybe if you pay a bit. Ganiat doesn't charge that much, I'm sure. Ineolua doesn't need money, so we probably will give you for free, right? Daniel, well, I don't know what we will charge, but Timothy, I know he's going to charge a lot, because Timothy talked to us about some deals that, in fact, he was too busy, too much work. He's probably going to transfer some to Ganiat and Evans, who knows? So at the end of the day, we're very proud of you guys. Well done. And we're looking forward to seeing more people. So thank you very much, everybody, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
My name is Olusimilei Olushoyi. I work at Rand Merchant Bank as a corporate and investment graduate analyst. I heard about the FMA scholarship with D Brown when I transitioned from law to finance at training school. A friend made mention of the program, encouraging me to do it to skill up as a lawyer moving into core finance. What made me decide to join was the generous discount on the scholarship that made it really affordable, and I joined them. I joined for the scholarship, but I stayed because of the quality of the program. The FMA itself has a very fixed scope, but D Brown went ahead to take you through everything you need to know about financial modeling, even for modeling for an existing business. And that really stood out for me, because later on at work, it will come to a point where working on a model that has existing financials and you need to clean the financials, having that knowledge from the D Brown training was very helpful. What changed for me after enrolling for the academy? I was able to skill up on Excel, because the program begins first by giving you access to advanced Excel training to prepare you to move faster on modeling. And that knowledge is portable across different areas of working as an analyst. Even if you are not modeling, the insistence on learning how to navigate with shortcuts and things like that has really made me more efficient at work, especially due to the kind of routine tasks and reporting I do. Would I recommend FMA to someone else? Absolutely. I think everyone should pick the FMA. It's a very good way, especially if you're transitioning, like in my case, to get into what being an analyst is all about, and to do it at a pace that is very comfortable. I had to postpone my exam from the first time, and you have the luxury to do that. So it made it easy for me to do and feel prepared and pass and get certified. Thank you.